Investiture of the Gods, Chapter 45.
Ziya and his team are basically arguing about what to do next when the whole atmosphere shifts.
It does. The sources say suddenly there are these 5-colored auspicious clouds, Mosek Seong Yun, incense wind. This isn't just another general writing.
It signals something major. Who is this Taoist Randeng?
Randeng Taoist, the lamp-burning Taoist. He comes from Yuanshui Cave on Mount Lingju. And look, this isn't just some skilled fighter stepping in.
No,
this is like the head of the whole spiritual organization showing up on the battlefield, riding a deer through those clouds. It screams authority far beyond Ziya's.
and the titles they give him. Head of the Immortals, Xian Ren Ban Shou. And this one's fascinating. Source of the Buddhas, Fozu Yonlu. A Taoist figure called the Source of Buddhas. What's that about?
It's huge. It suggests his role here transcends normal sectarian lines. He's operating on a cosmic level. When he gets there, everyone just immediately dismounts. Total deference.
And Ziya.
No hesitation. Hands over the military seal, the Fuyin, straight away. Randeng just assumes command. Not because anyone voted, but because, well, it was his time.
And his reasons for taking over are interesting. He says he's there to help Ziya, sure, and help his friends through this difficulty. But then he adds this third thing, to settle his own score. Lek no Wunyan too.
Yeah, like this whole cosmic war is also ticking a box for him personally.
Exactly. It feels like everyone, even the highest immortals, has some kind of stake, some role to play in this grand cosmic balancing act.
That's it. And it's right then, as he's about to lay out the plan, that the true cost becomes clear.
Ah, the prediction. Tell us about that.
Randeng just sighs, and you can feel the mood just plummets. He doesn't say, well, we might take some losses. He makes this absolute, unavoidable statement.
Which is?
This calamity will certainly result in the loss of 10 of my friends.
10. Just like that. Before a single array is even challenged. That's...
It tells everyone listening, and you, the listener now, that this isn't about tactical victory. The whole point of this engagement is to fulfill the kill calamity, to fill the spots on the investiture list.
So the mechanism of the Fengshen is being laid bare by the highest authority on the scene.
Pretty much. Randeng, the guy now in charge, knows 10 high-level cultivators are already doomed. Their fate is set. Skill, power, strategy. Irrelevant. It's not about heroism.
It's a required sacrifice.
Precisely.
Okay, so with Randeng, this supremely fatalistic general now in command, things move fast. The other side, Wenzong's forces, they try to bring it back down to earth.
They do. They try a bit of classic military protocol. Send Deng Zong over with a formal war challenge for Ziya.
And the language they use, it's pure politics, isn't it? Trying to discredit Zhu.
Totally. Calling them cast aside by the world. Tianxia Sungom Kizia, accusing them of unprovoked rebellion. They're deliberately ignoring the whole divine mandate aspect.
Focusing only on treason. Smart, in a way.
But Ziya, who's now basically operating under Randeng's cosmic umbrella, doesn't even engage with it.
He just cuts through it.
Completely. Just sets the date. Battle in 3 days. The response is blunt, focused only on the fight to come.
And before that fight, there's this amazing little scene when Zong and his 10 heavenly lords, the guys who actually built these death traps, they sneak over at midnight to scout the Zhu camp. And what they see just stops them cold.
Oh, right. They see proof that they are, spiritually speaking, completely outclassed. Mm-hmm. The divine light show over the Zhu camp is overwhelming.
Auspicious clouds, golden lamps, Bodhi leaves, those pearl necklaces dripping.
It's like the gods themselves put up neon signs saying, we're here.
The fear must have been intense. They realize these aren't just rebels. They explicitly identify them as Kunlun Mountain people.
The elite, the direct lineage from the original source of their own Taoist arts.
And that sighting sends the 10 heavenly lords scrambling back to their arrays, shaken. They know now they're not just fighting an army.
They're fighting fate itself, or at least the agents of fate. It confirms even they know they're just instruments in this larger kill calamity.
So fast forward 3 days, Randeng assembles his forces, and honestly, you could call it the spiritual dream team. The lineup is just breathtaking.
It really is an incredible assembly of power. You've got Randeng himself, center stage on his plum blossom deer, then the vanguards, the young guns, the powerhouses.
Yizala, Hongtianhua, Yangjian, Lei Zhenzi. The heavy hitters.
Absolutely. But the real statement is, who's flanking Randeng?
The 12 golden immortals.
The entire roster. Guang Chengzi, Tai Zhenren, Wenshu Guangfa Tianzun, the absolute A-list of Kunlun. The source says golden bells and jade chimes ring out whenever they move. It's an almost absurd show of force.
All lined up against one guy.
Exactly. Outsteps Kan Tianjun, master of the first array, the heaven absolute array. The contrast couldn't be starker. All that divine power versus this single figure.
And he looks the part, too. Riding a yellow-spotted deer, face like blue indigo, hair like cinnabar, carrying this huge four-edged golden mace. Yeah. He's the picture of a formidable opponent.
He is. But then Randeng surveys his own incredible lineup, all these legends, and he pauses.
What's he thinking?
He thinks, despite all this power, there is no one here fated to break this array first. He knows. That prophecy hangs over everything. The first one in has to be the sacrifice.
And right on cue.
Right into that fated gap steps Denghua, the fifth disciple of Yushu Palace. He comes forward, big halberd in hand, and declares his master ordered him specifically to be the one to break the heaven absolute array first.
Oh, no.
Randeng knows immediately. He thinks destiny determined beforehand. How can this calamity be escaped? He sees Denghua isn't fulfilling an order. He's walking into his predetermined fate, all that cultivation.
Yeah.
About to be wiped out for the list.
So the fight itself? It's barely a fight, is it?
Ridiculously short. Denghua confronts Kan Tianjun. They clash for maybe 3 to 5 rounds. It's over in seconds, narratively speaking. Kan Tianjun realizes Denghua, being an immortal, is too tough for a straight-up duel. So he uses the array's gimmick. He pretends to lose, throws his mace away, and bolts into the array entrance.
The classic feigned retreat.
And Denghua falls for it.
Yeah.
Hook, line, and sinker. Maybe it's arrogance. Maybe it's just that predetermined blindness kicking in.
Yeah.
He chases Kan Tianjun straight into the kill zone.
And once he's inside,
the array activates. It stops being a battlefield and becomes an execution chamber. Kan Tianjun scrambles up onto this high platform, the Bintai.
The control panel, basically.
Yeah. He grabs this specific artifact, the 3-headed banner, Sanchi Fan. He gives it a violent spin, throws it down.
And then
just
boom.
Binton Bantam boom. A massive thunderclap lays Shengxi Azuar. Denghua is instantly obliterated. The text says he's left utterly disoriented and confused, not knowing north, south, east, or west.
Gone.
Centuries of Taoist practice erased in a flash of sound and fury.
Wow, just like that.
And Kan Tianjun doesn't stop there. He comes down, calmly takes Denghua's head, walks back out to the stunned Zhu forces.
And displays it.
Holds it up. A direct challenge. See, who's next?
And Randeng's reaction. Seeing the first part of his own grim prophecy fulfilled right before his eyes.
Just a sigh.
Yeah.
A mournful comment about the wasted years of Taoist cultivation. That's it. But it says everything.
It confirms the rules of engagement have totally changed. Status, power, years of training. None of it matters if your name is on that list.
Exactly. This opening clash does one crucial thing. It shifts the understanding for everyone involved. Forget strategy. Forget status. The 10 arrays operate on a different level, a fatal one, when destiny calls your number.
The war isn't about Zhu versus Shang anymore, not really.
No, it's about feeding the Fengshen list.
Yeah.
It's cosmic bureaucracy in action.
And you see just how fast even a known immortal, a 5th-ranked disciple, can be just deleted. When the mandate comes down, individual strength is suddenly beside the point.
The whole narrative just pivoted on that one death. And Denghua, relatively speaking, was junior compared to the giants standing beside Randeng.
Right. You've got the full 12 golden immortals there. Guanchengzi, Manjusri, the real titans of Kunlun.
So now the price is crystal clear. The method of death, sudden, impersonal, array-specific, is known.
You have to ask yourself, which of those top-tier legendary golden immortals is going to be the next one to step forward, knowing full well they might just be the next name crossed off that fated list?
That's the question hanging in the air.
The heavenly absolute array Tianzhui Zhen.
Right, set up by Qinhuan. And he wasn't shy about it. He boasted it contained infinite subtleties, Wu Jin Wu Kong Zi Miao. Basically, incredibly complex, all-encompassing, and designed to kill.
So Randeng doesn't mess around. He sends in Wenshu Guangfa Tianzun, a top-tier master.
He knew it needed someone with specific, overwhelming power. You could just send anyone in there.
And before a single blow is struck, Wenshu has this incredible moment. He doesn't just trash talk. He lays out the philosophy of the whole thing.
Yeah, he tells Qinhuan straight up, I'm here to open the killing decree to settle previous causes. Aglion Kirnjen. It's pretty chilling.
When we say dharma here, it's not just abstract justice or law, is it? It feels more concrete, like these are the actual rules of engagement set down from on high.
That's exactly it. When Shu frames it as almost an administrative function, paying off karmic debt, the source material really pushes this idea that the whole conflict is predetermined.
So Qinhuan is fighting for his life, but for Wenshu, it's just fulfilling a contract.
Pretty much. And you see that difference the moment Wenshu makes his move. The divine versus the earthly.
Oh, I love the description of his entrance. It's not subtle. He steps forward and boom, two perfect white lotuses just appear under his feet.
Like walking on clouds, but way more pointed. A literal manifestation of power just announcing his arrival.
But Qinhuan fires back, mocks him, right? Which just provokes Wenshu to show off even more.
He does. He literally weaponizes his own essence, opens his mouth, and out comes this gold lotus, described as being huge, like bushel-sized du dayu du milian. Yeah, raw cultivation energy made visible. Then, 5 strands of white light shoot from his hand, wrapping around 5 golden lamps. It's this visual display of overwhelming spiritual force, almost like intimidation.
But the defenses may be even more impressive. He gets this auspicious cloud, the Kunyin, above his head.
And it's described so lavishly, hung with pearls and streamers. Ying lo chui zu gua jiang xielai. It's basically an impenetrable shield of good fortune and power. Plus he's holding the 7 treasures, golden lotus.
So when Qinhuan tries to use the array's flags to trap him?
Nothing. The cloud just shrugs it off. The flags are useless against that level of defense.
Okay, so defense holds. But Wenshu needs an offensive tool, too.
And he has the perfect one ready. He brings out the dungeon dragon stake, the Dun Long Zhuang.
Now, wait, let's pause on this, because the description of how it works is really specific.
Yeah.
It binds Qinhuan according to the 3 powers on Sun Kai. What does that actually mean? Is it just cool-sounding magic words?
No, that's a critical detail. The 3 powers, heaven, earth, and man, the Sun Kai, are fundamental forces. So when the stake hits, it's not just tying him up, it's instantly aligning him with the cosmos itself.
How so?
The 3 circles of the stake bind him in perfect, rigid alignment with those powers. He's held completely straight, totally helpless, cut off from his own spiritual energy because the universe's geometry is basically holding him prisoner.
Ah, okay. So it's less like a rope and more like a metaphysical straitjacket.
Exactly. He can't move, can't fight back, and then Wenshu beheads him. Array broken. He even collects the head as proof. Gruesome, but necessary, it seems.
And this immediately causes drama on the other side. When Taishi, a big G-School general, he's furious.
Understandably. He's roaring on his Inquilin, ready to charge.
Yeah.
But Huanglong Zenrin, one of the Chan masters, steps in.
To calm him down?
Right. Tells him, basically, hold on. He points out Qinhuan's death kind of balances the scales for their own disciple, Dinghua, who died earlier, and he reinforces this core idea.
That this isn't supposed to be about rage or revenge. It's a formal contest of dharma.
Precisely. Casualties are just entries in Destiny's ledger. It's cold.
Very cold. Okay, so first array down. What's next?
The focus shifts immediately. Onto the earthly fiend array, the Dilaye Zen. This one's set up by Zhao Zhang.
Who arrives riding a plum blossom deer.
Yeah, a bit more picturesque maybe, but the array is just as deadly. Zhao Zhang rides out, full of confidence.
And Randeng sends Hondalong, a lesser-known disciple. Seems like a risk after the first fight.
Maybe he underestimated it. Or maybe Hondalong's fate was sealed. Either way, it goes badly fast. It's a brutal lesson in the danger of these arrays.
How does it start?
With Zhao Jiang just mocking Hondalong, calls him out for having shallow cultivation, Hamo Dao Sing, just a complete disdain.
And Hondalong goes in anyway.
He does. And Zhao Jiang immediately activates the array from his command platform using the 5 directional flags, the WO Fanfan.
And the description of the array itself. It sounds terrifying.
It is. Strange clouds, thunder, a descending fire cover. But the key thing, the reason it's so lethal, is that it attacks from everywhere at once. Above and below, Shangxiai, Jiaogong, Lei Yunqifa, there's just nowhere to hide.
So Hondalong
is obliterated. The text says, reduced to dust, Shanteng Wei Shif, instantly gone.
Wow, just like that.
But then comes the crucial part, the mechanism that underlines this whole saga.
Yeah.
His soul goes directly to the God-sealing platform, the Feng Shentai.
Right, let's clarify that for everyone listening. The God-sealing platform, it's not heaven or hell exactly. It's what, like a divine processing center?
Kind of. It's where the souls of those destined to die in this conflict end up. They're later assigned roles in a new celestial order, a heavenly bureaucracy.
So dying isn't the end. It's a forced career change mandated by fate.
You could put it that way. It confirms Hondalong's death wasn't just bad luck. It was his destiny. His role was to demonstrate just how lethal this second array was.
A high price for a demonstration. Okay, so that loss forces Randeng's hand. He can't risk another junior.
No way. So he sends in a heavy hitter, Juliusun. And this guy comes with serious credentials.
How's he described?
As someone who can control heaven and earth, Gendong King Kun. He's got the formal jade crown, emerald robe, the famous 7-star Taya sword. His destiny, the text mentions, was set in Xuandu. That's like the highest levels of the Taoist pantheon.
So he's powerful. Does he just charge in?
He's confident, but not reckless. Apparently, he even hesitates for a moment at the gate. An internal bell signal pushes him forward. But his approach is all about tactics.
Learning from Han Dulong's fate, presumably.
Absolutely. He saw what happened. So defense first. He doesn't try to just power through the Array's attack. Before engaging, he opens the Heavenly Gate Tianman and manifests his own auspicious cloud, his Pingyun.
For protection, like Wen Shu did.
A similar idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Total unshakable protection. It secures him against that simultaneous attack from above and below that just vaporized Han Dulong.
Smart, defense first. But then how does he win? He doesn't kill Zhao Jing, does he?
No, he captures him. And this is where another famous artifact comes in. The immortal binding rope, Kan Shan Sheng.
Ah, the binding rope. Okay, so why capture instead of kill? Was the rope just non-lethal, or was it a deliberate choice?
That's a great question. The sources kind of suggest both. The rope is primarily for capture. It seals someone's spiritual power without killing them outright.
But there's more to it.
I think so. The Chan school seems to recognize that capture can be psychologically more potent than just another death. Taking the Array Master alive is a demonstration of superior control, not just destructive power.
It's skill and maybe a cold kind of mercy, showing they could kill but choose not to.
Perhaps. So Julie's son uses the rope, commands this spiritual helper, a yellow-turbaned strongman Huang Zhenlishi, to grab Zhao Zhang right off his deer.
Off the plum blossom deer, right?
Yeah. Just tosses him onto the Chan command platform, unceremoniously. And the moment he's captured, the earthly fiend Array just collapses, broken.
And cue Wen Tai Chi again?
Absolutely furious, roaring like thunder, wanting revenge, wanting to restore the G School's honor.
But he gets intercepted again by another Chan master preaching calm.
This time it's Yuding Zhen Ren, and he gives Wen Taishi the same basic message. Remember the mission. This comes from the Jade Void Palace. It's a formal contest of Dharma, DuFFV, getting emotional, using excessive force. That's not the high wisdom of the Tao.
It's fascinating how consistent that message is. These two interventions, first Huanglong Zhenren, now Yuding Zhenren.
Yeah.
They're really driving home this idea that it's not personal.
Exactly. It's a calculated, almost bureaucratic process of war, dictated by doctrine, not passion.
So we look at these first two arrays side by side.
Yeah.
The Heavenly Absolute Array needed Wen Shu's overwhelming divine presence, that cloud defense, and the very specific Dungeon Dragon stake, that stake that used cosmic geometry.
Right. It was about overpowering the system and neutralizing the master lethally.
Whereas the Earthly Fiend Array, which killed Han Dulong instantly, needed Julie Sun's preemptive defense, the Heavenly Gate, the cloud, and then a specialized capture tool, the immortal binding rope.
Yeah, neutralize the master non-lethally, extract him, and the array falls apart. Different problems, different tools, different tactics.
So the clear takeaway for you listening is winning isn't just about raw power. It's about tactical thinking, understanding the specific threat, having the right magical defenses, and crucially, deploying the perfect artifact for that exact situation.
But even after these two big losses, the G School isn't backing down.
No, the sources say they're still determined. Dong Tianjun, who controls the next array, the Wind Roaring Array, he vows his array will be the one to stop them.
So the conflict is really just heating up.
Okay, so the sources, they're pretty clear why this Winro array is such a huge problem. It's not just about troop numbers or anything like that. It kind of operates outside normal physics, you could say.
Outside normal physics? What do the texts say about the wind itself? Is it just like super strong wind, or is there something else going on, something deadly?
Oh, it's definitely the deadly element. The array doesn't use normal air. It generates what the text specifically calls earth, water, and fire wind.
Elemental wind. Wow.
Yeah, an elemental storm. But the really nasty part, the detail that just stops you cold, is what happens when it gets switched on. The text says the wind contains 10,000 knives coming together, Wando Kiji.
10,000 knives.
Yeah. So you're not just blown away, you're essentially shredded by this mix of elemental force and actual, like, invisible blades. No army can push through that.
Okay, that is genuinely horrifying. You can see why a whole army would be just paralyzed by one single formation.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So the solution has to be just as specific, just as magical.
Exactly. The only thing that works, and the Immortals, led by Randeng Darin, figure this out, is the fixed wind pearl. It somehow neutralizes that crazy multi-elemental knife-filled wind, makes the whole array vulnerable.
All right, so the Immortals have the answer, but getting it done falls to the humans, right? King Lu's team has to actually go get this pearl. Ling Bao Dafashi knows who has it. Dui Zenrin, living up on Juding Ticha Mountain. And Jiang Jia picks the retrieval team.
And it's a classic pairing, really. You've got San Yisheng, the civil official, the diplomat, to handle the talking and securing the item, and then Zhou Tian, the military general, for security. Muscle, basically.
A two-man team, diplomacy and security.
Yeah, and that division is really important because the failure, as we'll see, it's all on the diplomatic and security side. It's a human error thing.
Okay, so San Yisheng and Zhou Tian head out. They leave West Qi, cross the Yellow River, and they travel towards this Juding Ticha Mountain, which the text describes as towering, majestic, steep, and dangerous. Sounds like quite a trek.
Oh, definitely. It's a hard journey even before they get to the sage, but the meeting itself with Dui Zenrin, that's fascinating. San Yisheng explains the situation, gives him the letter, and the sage agrees immediately. But not just like doing a favor. He sees it as part of this bigger cosmic plan. Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah, he actually says the breaking of these arrays, it's all fixed events, Dingshu. It's meant to happen.
Huh. So destiny is pushing things along, but the sage is still cautious. That seems like a bit of a contradiction.
It really is, because even though he says it's all destiny, he hands the pearl directly to San Yisheng. Not Zhou Tian, the guard, but the diplomat.
Yeah.
And he gives him this very specific warning, almost prophetic looking back. He says, be extremely careful on the way back and do not lose it.
Wow. Okay, so a direct warning. Don't lose it.
Yeah, and that warning just hangs heavy over the whole return trip.
And just as you'd expect with that kind of foreshadowing, the big test doesn't come from monsters or enemy soldiers. It comes from something much more mundane, right?
Yeah.
A logistical problem at the river crossing.
Exactly. The return trip hits this completely unexpected snag. They get back to the Yellow River, need a ferry to cross, and there are none. The usual crossings are just empty.
Strange.
Very. Then they find out from another traveler why. Two incredibly strong, vicious men have basically taken over the crossing, set up a racket. They're demanding these crazy fees. Kenlil Due Qian, basically extortion money to cross the river, pay up or you don't get across.
Ah, okay. So river pirates, essentially. But who are they, does the text say?
It does, and General Zhou Tian, the security guy, he recognizes them straight away. It's the Fang brothers, Fang Bi and Fang Zhang.
And they're not just ordinary guys.
Not at all. The text makes a point of saying they're huge. Over 3 zhang tall.
3 zhang? How tall is that?
Let's see. A zhang is about 10 feet, so yeah, close to 30 feet tall. These are actual giants.
30 feet. Okay, no wonder Zhou Qian might be hesitant to just fight them.
Right. And they also have limitless strength, Lida Buchong. So, yeah, intimidating.
But what's their angle? Is it just money? Or is there something else driving this? Especially Fang Bai.
Well, Fang Bai, it turns out, has a backstory. He used to be an official working for the tyrant King Zhu. He rebelled, things went bad, and now he's disgraced, kind of wandering this life on the river, shaking people down. He sees it as temporary, miserable. He's got bigger plans.
Okay, so he's looking for a way out.
Exactly. And he sees this pearl not just as valuable, but as powerful. He figures he can steal it, offer it to King Zhu, and basically buy his way back into favor, atone for his past mistakes, get his old job back.
Wow. So the pearl isn't just a tactical item for the war. It's a political bargaining chip for him. A get-out-of-jail-free card.
Precisely. His motive is pure self-interest, trying to climb back up the political ladder. He's not just stealing some gold, he's stealing this incredibly potent magical artifact to trade for status.
And this is where San Yisheng makes the big mistake. The critical error.
Oh, it's painful to read. Fang Bi comes up to them, all friendly-like, saying he just wants to, broaden his knowledge, see this famous pearl everyone's talking about.
No.
And San Yisheng, maybe he's feeling good about getting the pearl, maybe he's just naive, I don't know. But he totally ignores Zhou Tian, ignores the sage's direct warning.
He trusts the giant extortionist.
He trusts him. He shows him the pearl, unwraps it.
What was he thinking?
Right, a complete breakdown in basic security.
Yeah.
For the most important item in the war effort, Fang Bi sees it, opens the package fully, then just declares, right, this'll do for the ferry fee, grabs it, stuffs it in his waistband, and just bolts, runs off towards the main road.
Unbelievable. Mission failed. Just like that.
Spectacularly failed.
Yeah.
Because someone wasn't paying attention and trusted the absolute wrong person.
The fallout must have been immediate.
Mm.
Sen Yishecha.
How did he react?
utter devastation. He realizes he's just lost the key to the entire military campaign, to a common bandit, essentially.
Yeah.
He's so distraught, he actually tries to throw himself into the Yellow River.
Wow. Suicide. Almost. But this is where General Chao Tian steps up. He stops him. And his reasoning is actually quite sharp, very strategic.
What does he say?
He basically tells San Yisheng, look, dying now solves nothing. He argues it would be disloyal, Buzong, because you're abandoning your duty to report back, and unwise Buzi, because Jiang Ziya needs to know what happened so he can figure something else out. A separate good plan be Zhu Liang too.
So living to report the failure is actually the more responsible, more strategic move than dying for honor.
Exactly. It's that clash between personal shame and military necessity. Chao Tian forces him to see the bigger picture. They have to report back, even in disgrace.
So they accept their failure and head back to West Key, empty-handed except for the sage's original letter.
Yeah, just the letter. A terrible moment for them.
But the story doesn't end there, does it? There's an intervention. A lucky break.
A very lucky break, and a very timely one. Not far down the road, who do they run into? Huang Feihu, the king of martial success.
Wu Chengwang, what's he doing there?
Another critical logistics mission, actually. He's overseeing green shipments to the front lines, Kui Liang, transporting supplies.
And he's known for being fast.
Incredibly fast. The text makes a point of mentioning his ride. A divine ox, a Shen Nu, that can travel 800 lies in a day.
800 lies? That's, what, maybe 250 miles a day? That's seriously fast for ancient logistics.
It is. So he hears their story, understands instantly how bad this is, jumps on his ox, and just speeds off after the Fang brothers. He catches up to them easily.
Okay, so the confrontation. How does that go down? Do they fight?
It's quick. Hong Feihu demands the pearl back. And interestingly, it's Fang Sheng, the other brother, who immediately caves. He just hands the pearl over.
Even though Fang Bi, the mastermind, is still insisting it was his legitimate fairy fee.
Yeah, Fang Bi tries to argue, but Fang Sheng seems to realize they're dealing with someone important, maybe someone they can't just push around. He gives it back.
Smart move by Fang Sheng.
Very. But this is where Huang Feihu really shines. He doesn't just take the pearl and leave. He sees an opportunity. He switches from being a pursuer to being a recruiter.
He tries to recruit these two giant bandits.
Yeah.
After they just stole the most important artifact.
Yes. He sees their potential, their strength. He starts talking to them, not like criminals, but like potential allies. He plays the political angle.
What does he offer them?
He tells them about his own situation, how he abandoned the tyrant King Zhu because King Wu is virtuous, benevolent, like the ancient sage kings Yao and Xin. He contrasts King Wu's righteousness with their current miserable life, passing the days on the river, which he calls bitter beyond words, Kubu Kanyan.
So virtue versus misery. And then the clincher.
Titles.
Yeah.
He promises them official positions, the seal of Marquis Vengu Jiwei if they switch sides and join King Wu.
A guaranteed path to legitimacy and power instead of robbing travelers.
Exactly. And for Feng Bi and Feng Sheng, who were probably desperate for a way out of their dead-end life, it's an offer they can't refuse. They agree immediately.
Wow. So Hong Feihu recovers the pearl. A&D recruits two 30-foot-tall, super strong warriors for King Wu's army.
Yep. Turns a potential disaster into a strategic win. Brilliant move.
Okay, so the pearl is back. They've got new allies. But San Yisheng still has to face Jiang Ziya. That can't have been pleasant.
No, accountability is definitely enforced. They get back. Huang Feihu explains everything, gives the pearl to Jiang Ziya. Jiang Ziya accepts it, but he is furious with San Yisheng about the security lapse.
What does he say?
He lays into him, basically says, if this had been the Imperial Seal, you'd have lost that too. You messed up badly. He tells San Yisheng he's temporarily bearing the guilt, Zhanshidandai. So the mission succeeded in the end, but the mistake wasn't just brushed aside. There were consequences.
But ultimately, the pearl got through.
Ultimately, yes. It's handed over to Randeng Garon, ready to be used the next day to finally break that Wind Roar array. Mission accomplished, despite the detour.